Since many years ago, I have been playing Grand Theft Auto, and I've played it in one form or another on the PlayStation, the PC, and even a little bit on the PlayStation 4. Now, I am a fan of all of them. I tend to believe that Grand Theft Auto is pretty much one of the best game series in all of human history. I tend to believe that all of the games are a marvelous example of a marriage between programming, software development, artistry, story writing, and I just tend to believe that all of the GTAs that have been made are excellent pieces of artistic work. And I believe that they are the result of many, many people coming together and making something that is absolutely beautiful in every conceivable way. I have thoroughly enjoyed the games that I've played. I have played Liberty City Stories, Vice City Stories. I have played San Andreas, The Ballad of Gay Tony, GTA 4, and The Lost and the Damned, and I've also played the entirety of Grand Theft Auto 5. And without reservation, they are brilliant, brilliant games. And I have absolutely no real problem with them. I certainly think that certain areas could be improved, other areas could be changed, but all around, they are brilliant games, and they are certainly worth a play. However, the same can't be said about the developers and some of the things that they've done. Now, this is still pissing me off until this day, and that is the release gap between the PS4 and, of course, the PC when it comes to Grand Theft Auto 5. I don't like the fact that there was such a release gap. I still don't like the fact there was such a release gap, and it pisses me off until this day. Rockstar just released the games at the same fucking time. Or at least within 6 months of each other. I get it that you have to cater to Sony and Microsoft, but just release the fucking games. You know, waiting a year plus, it's really, 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 really gay. And it's really, really terrible. Stop doing it. Please, for the love of God, just stop fucking doing it. Release it within 6 or 12 months. Please. Please release it within 6 or 12 months. Now, something more important than release delays, and I think something that just does piss me off a lot more, and that is the move on the part of Takes-Two to shut down OpenIV or Open4. Look, I get it. Online shit, I understand entirely why cheaters, hackers, and modders in that context are terrible people, and I can certainly understand why you want to protect the online game modes at all costs. I don't at all support modding or any kind of changes made to CSGO apart from stock. I don't see the point why games like TF2, well, of course, Payday 2 should see any mods whatsoever. And I'm in absolute support of taking every measure necessary to stop people from hacking online or in any way making online bad or doing any kind of cheating. I hate people who go into online games and hack and do things like that. You know, I can see why, of course, Rockstar wanted to stop FiveM and why they, of course, decided to shut them down, because it was a direct competition with their online game mode, and Rockstar came up with a game, they came up with the online game mode, and they shouldn't really have to compete against their own product when it comes to that. I absolutely understand why Rockstar and Take-Two went after FiveM. Totally makes sense. I don't see a problem with it. I also, while I have the opportunity, want to make it abundantly clear that I by absolutely no means have any sympathy whatsoever towards the people who use GTA Online and decide to hack it. These are not the people who I am defending in this video, and this is not the intention of my video to in any way try to validate or support what they are doing. But instead, what I'm going to be talking about is single-player modding. And the important thing to remember is that, of course, OpenIV explicitly prohibits the usage of any copy of Grand Theft Auto 5 that has been in any way modified by OpenIV from accessing online mode. And this is why I find what Takes-Two has done to be particularly objectionable. OpenIV is not a tool to in any way, compromise the online game mode. And, there are real problems with the online game mode when it comes to PC. I mean, hacking on GTA Online on PC is a common practice, and I do absolutely support the notion of some kind of powerful anti-cheat perhaps being used as to eliminate these people from the community. However, OpenIV has nothing to do with any of that. And, ScriptHookV and OpenIV explicitly prohibit, by their design, and actually stop you from using online mode when you modify the game. I find this whole ridiculous move on the part of Take-Two just to be laughable. I get it that the license does say that you can't modify the game or reverse engineer it in any way, but why the fundamentalist implementation of your license? Why, apply this sort of like this dogmatic fundamentalist, ruling? I mean, there's just no reason for it. I mean, I get it, you don't like people peering through the files, but, if you're going to spend $80 to buy a game on PC, like Grand Theft Auto 5, and, not allow people to mod it, I mean, the value of the PC version is almost exclusively for modding. And, Rockstar, well, not Rockstar, but Take-Two have decided, oh yeah, we're just going to wipe that away all of a sudden. It just makes no sense. I mean, every other company, like, every other big company that's got, like, a game on the top 10 most popular games in history, I mean, you look at, Mojang, they have a very vast history of modders. I mean, Minecraft has more mods for it than I dare say it has maps. I mean, you look around, there's been a history of modding in, Minecraft. If you take a look, you've got mods like, for example, Tekkit. You've got, hundreds of bloody user-created mods. I mean, there's so many of them. It's just nuts. And you look at things like Skyrim, for example, who have a similar level of success to Grand Theft Auto. The entire game, its entire appeal, is almost exclusively due to its mods. And I really am just thinking to myself, how does this make sense to them to develop this kind of bad PR when they decide to essentially pretty much outlaw modding for GTA 5? Because, it's going to start with Open4, and then it's going to go to ScriptHookV, and then it's going to go to every other little tool that people use to mod the game. I mean, the only bloody reason I bought this stupid game in the first place for PC was so that A, I could play the story on my PC because I preferred, and that I could actually mod it. It just really is laughable and disgusting at the same time that, Take-Two would do this to the people who actually pre-ordered their game. I mean, I pre-ordered the thing, and they do this. Yeah, Take-Two, fuck you, and fuck your company for doing this. I mean, seriously, you are complete assholes. Follow in the footsteps of Mojang, follow in the footsteps of Bethesda, and just leave it the fuck alone. And if you're so concerned about people fucking things up, do something about your online game mode on PC. It needs a fucking anti-cheat. Go ahead and do that, rather than spending your time going after a small house of developers who want to make modding tools for your game. That's all I can say. There's not really anything else I think can be said. There are petitions online, and I'll also give you a link to the discussion thread on GTA forums, so you can potentially go through there and take a look. And, yeah, that's all I can say. I'm going to go ahead and just mod GTA 5 whether Take-Two likes it or not. Goodbye, ladies and gentlemen, and that's all I can say. Also, just before the end of this video, thank you YouTube for 1,000 subscribers, and also a shout out to SnurGFX for the new banner on this channel. That's all. Bye.